So let's go ahead and talk about the Samsung Galaxy S21 FE and see how it holds up in the later part of 2022. Now, the thing with this specific device, it came out earlier this year, and I honestly do think it was a very good device for the most part. I think it might be a little bit more expensive than you probably want to go ahead and buy, at least in the brand new market. But I will say, for this phone probably being one of the last FE devices from some leaks that are coming out, I think this was a really good thing that Samsung did. And I, for one, am a huge fan of the FE lineup. I think the FE lineup kind of stemmed from the S10e, with that E kind of lineup. That was a very good choice from Samsung. And I, for one, like I stated before, I was a humongous fan of this specific device. Now, the build quality really did stem from the Galaxy S21, in general. I have the S21 right now in my hand, and when I look at this phone, I am just super happy with the way Samsung went ahead and brought in the frosted glass back to the S22. The S21 FE, I understand this phone having a plastic back and everything like that, so it's not really that big of a deal. I still like the build. I think it still feels very good. The display on the front as well is surprisingly still very good. It's a 120Hz panel, and like I said before, Samsung makes some of the best panels ever. I say this every single time I talk about their phones, and the FE is no exception. I would definitely say the S22, the S21 Plus, those type of phones, even the S21 are probably going to have better displays, but it is still a very good display that you're getting on that, S21 FE. Now, USB on the bottom, USB-C, you have the plastic bag, triple camera setup, and overall, when I compare this phone against all the other phones that have came out after this one, including the Nothing Phone 1, the Galaxy Z Fold 4, the Flip 4, the S22 came out after this phone too, which is kind of surprising. We had the new Pixels, the Pixel 6a, we had the new iPhones as well, the new Pixel 7s. This phone still holds up very well. Now, I will say for this thing having last year's chipset may be the only issue I have with it. It's definitely not outdated. It's still a good chipset for sure, and many people liked this chipset more than the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1. So there is also that going for it too. You kind of have to keep that in the back of your head as well. But as I've stated before, with something like the S21 FE, you are still getting a very fast phone that is still going to be around for many more years to come. I think the only thing that is probably going to be happening soon with this device is One UI 5. For some reason, I still haven't gotten One UI 5 on any of my Samsung phones except my Galaxy S22, although it was stated that this update is coming out in November and many people have already seen it. I still have not seen it up until today, which is very, very weird. But regardless, I think the S21 FE still holds up very well. There hasn't really been a big, controversial thing about this phone. It came out early this year. I think, January this year it came out, and it kind of flew, under the radar in terms of problems and issues. I don't think too many people have had too many problems with it. There's definitely been issues with the S22, with it having, the 8 Gen 1 that a lot of people didn't like. There's been problems with the Pixels 6 from last year, if you guys remember that debacle. And other than that, the iPhones had a lot of issues too with iOS 16, but this one kind of came and it's still here, and luckily there doesn't really seem to be too many issues with it. So in terms of that kind of covers it up there. If you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.